What's happening there, guys, and welcome back to another great video on our channel. Diana Ross's life has been full of bright lights and thunderous applause, but there have been phases of darkness too. Here's more about the life of the Supreme Star. Keep watching to see the untold truth of Diana Ross. Smokey Robinson was Diana Ross's childhood neighbor. Diana Ross grew up in a house at 633 Belmont Street in northeast Detroit per the Detroit News. When she was 8 years old, she met her neighbor, the singer Smokey Robinson, who was 4 years her senior. Right down the street from me, there was a young man by the name of Smokey Robinson, Ross told Interview magazine in 1981. I was very proud to live down the street from him because he was our only celebrity in town. He was singing with the Miracles. His niece Sharon was one of my best friends, so I spent a lot of time at his house. In fact, Robinson could be credited with starting Ross's career. He was involved with Detroit's only recording studio, Tamla or Motown, and he connected Ross's group with executive Berry Gordy after Ross asked him to listen to their music. Robinson also wrote some of the Supremes' earliest releases, including Breathtaking Guy and Ask Any Girl. According to Oprah, Aretha Franklin also grew up down the street from Robinson and Ross. Diana Ross didn't see overnight success with the Supremes. The Supremes, then called the Primettes, were invited to audition for Motown following their participation in a Canadian talent show, as noted in Susan E. Smith's Dancing in the Street, Motown and the Cultural Politics of Detroit. With a leg up from Diana Ross's former neighbor Smokey Robinson, the group auditioned for Motown executive Berry Gordy in August 1960, but when Gordy learned that the members of the Primettes were just 16 years old, he told them to come back when they graduated from high school, as Ross recounted in an interview with Pop Chronicles via UNT Digital Library. And come back they did. Gordy agreed to sign the group in 1961 on the condition that they changed their name to something more marketable, per Smith. The group considered names such as the Melodies, the Sweet Peas, and the Juliet before landing on the very marketable name the Supremes. Still, even as the year 1964 dawned, the group was referred to as the No-Hit Supremes by employees and executives at Hitville, USA, according to history. The group's breakthrough hit Where Did Our Love Go came later that year and sparked a chain reaction. The hit-making Supremes went on to see a streak of 5 consecutive #1 hits between July 1964 and May 1965. Diana Ross was romantically involved with her biggest fan, Berry. Following the Primettes' first Motown audition in 1960, Berry Gordy hired Diana Ross as a secretary with poor results. She was so bad as a secretary that I had to let her go, Gordy told Rolling Stone in 1990. You know, my messages were mixed up and everything. Still, Gordy's fondness for Ross was apparent soon after he signed the Supremes. I made the choices of who sung lead, and my opinion was always that Diana had the magic and Mary Wilson didn't, he told Rolling Stone. And it was perhaps favoritism because Diana was a favorite of mine, but she had the talent to justify that favoritism. Berry got involved with Ross, who was 14 years his junior at some point after his 1964 divorce. It's very clear why I fell in love with Diana, he told Vanity Fair in 2008. She was my star and she came from the bottom up. With her, it wasn't only fun, it was just like heaven working with her because she would surpass anything and she always kept her self-esteem. She always told me, if you think it, I can do it, and she did. Diana Ross and Berry Gordy had a secret child together. In late 1970, after their initial breakup, Diana Ross and Berry Gordy were involved in a romantic endeavor together, per sources. A month or two later, Ross married music executive Robert Eller Silverstein. About 7 months after that, Ross gave birth to a girl named Rhonda, who was presumed to be Silverstein's daughter. Silverstein was white, and Rhonda clearly resembled Gordy, which led Ross and Gordy to acknowledge the truth. When she had the child, we had no idea that it was mine, Gordy told Barbara Walters. But Diana and I discussed it, and we realized that it was indeed my child. Rhonda didn't know Gordy was her father until she was 13 years old. The stress of the Supremes affected Diana Ross's health. By March 1966, Diana Ross and the Supremes have been caught in a flurry of concert performances, television appearances, interview requests, and endless rehearsing and recording efforts. According to J. Randy Taraborelli's Diana Ross, a biography, Ross was down to just 93 pounds at the time. Ross wrote about her weight issues in her 1993 memoir, Secrets of a Sparrow. "Sometimes the stress got so bad I couldn't eat," she recalled. "I just couldn't swallow anything. I'd put food in my mouth, but my jaws would clamp together and I couldn't chew. It got so bad that I couldn't even tolerate the smell of food. It was so pungent for me. Perhaps it was a form of anorexia. I was becoming skin and bones. Although the Supremes were at the top, I felt as if I were sitting at the bottom of a deep, dark pit." While performing in Boston in 1966, the Supremes emerged on stage through a shimmering pink curtain, wearing white chiffon floor-length gowns illuminated by blue and white spotlights, but halfway through a performance of I Hear a Symphony, Ross stopped singing, backed away from her microphone, and covered her ears. "What's happening to me?" Ross said on stage. "I feel so small, I'm getting smaller, smaller, smaller." Ross was escorted off stage, and the remainder of the Supremes' Boston concert run was cancelled. That's the end of our video, guys, so let us know what you think in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed the video, then do give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our forthcoming videos. Thank you all for taking the time to watch this video with us, and until the next one, take care and good luck.